Recording progress. So let's start. All right, round one. First one is for Blair. Ridley Scott's very specific physique brief for the role of the titular alien was met by Bolaji Badijo, 6 feet 10 inch, thin with a long, spindly body. In Ridley Scott's own words, he had a figure like a blind. Which sculptor did Scott compare Badijo to, iconic for his tall and slender figurines?
Not coming. Pass it, please.
Passing. Saurav.
Pass.
Okay. Sukruth.
Pass.
And Ankan.
Pass.
Okay. This one is the next. This is Giacometti. Alberto Giacometti.
Giacometti, yes.
Yeah, sir. Okay. Blair, on to your next one for round one. In contract pitch, a contract or bid worth 100 or more points is known by what word? The word is part of a three-word phrase, four with a conjunction, used at the end of a tennis match to indicate that the final point of the match has been played.
Game, set, and match.
Okay, I can prompt you. I need a word in the answer.
No, I'm sorry. You'll have to mark me wrong. I don't know what you're looking for.
Sorry, cannot accept game, set, and match. Okay, Saurav.
Just game.
Just game is the only game is the right answer. It's just for only game. That's the word. Okay. And we'll stay with Saurav, our first one for this round. Which short novel by the Nobel laureate Alexander Solzhenitsyn from 1962 is set in a Soviet labor camp in the early 1950s and features a snapshot of a prisoner's life with a 10-year sentence who lends its name to the title. It was one of the first critiques of the Stalin's regime and was written from the author's own experience in the Gulag system and played a pivotal role in the liberalization of the Soviet literature.
No clue. Pass.
Sukruth.
Gulag Archipelago.
That is not right. Ankan.
Pass.
Okay. And Blair.
Pass.
Okay, you are also passing. The right answer is One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. That was the correct answer. Okay, Saurav, your next one. Which mathematical term may be defined as a set of points called nodes or vertices interconnected by a set of lines called edges? The same term is also used in another sense in mathematics to mean a diagram showing the relation between two or more variables. Last 10.
A function.
A function is not the correct answer. Ankan?
A graph.
It is a graph. Points to you. Nice deal. It's a graph. Okay. Okay. All right. Next one is for Sukruth. It was founded in the year 1907. The Nationalist Party is the oldest existing political party of what country? Since its founding, it had tirelessly campaigned for the independence from the USA, which was ultimately realized on 4th of July, 1946. Since then, the party has had a populist and conservative stance opposite the rival Liberal Party.
Puerto Rico.
Not Puerto Rico. Blair?
Philippines.
Is the correct answer. This is Philippines. Okay. Next one for Sukruth goes like this. Dr. Eric Bender is a psychiatrist who breaks down the mental health of the Arkham Asylum inmates for GQ. When Dr. Bender analyzes this two character but one person, he sees signs of dissociative identity disorder or DID. However, it breaks the norm when the two characters talk back and forth instead of spending time as one character before moving on to the next like a DID patient. Which character are we talking about? Either personality is acceptable here.
Two-Face.
Two-Face is not correct. Ankan,
Pass.
Blair,
No, pass.
Saurav,
Pass.
Passer. This is Scarface or this ventriloquist. Okay, and ending round one with the two questions for Ankan, starting with this one. In the Dune novels and associated works, an open canal for carrying irrigation water under controlled conditions through a desert is called blank, 5 letters. The term in Arabic means channel and was developed by the Persian people in the ancient Iran some 3,000 years ago, as you can see in the image. The system enabled settlements and agriculture, but also inspired the creation of a desert-specific style of architecture in the region. Fill the blank with the words. Various variants are accepted here. Last 10.
I'll guess Neher.
Neher, unfortunately, is not one of the answers. Not correct. Blair,
Pass.
passing. Okay. Saurav,
Pass.
passing. And Sukruth,
Pass.
you are passing as well. The correct answer is Kanat or Kariz, Kanat, Kunut, or the other acceptable answers. All right, last one for round one, goes to Ankan. Stylus to be written with an exclamation mark, which alliterative tagline for a national tourism campaign was coined by civil servant Amitabh Kant in the year 2002. Kant had previously tasted success with the God's Own Country slogan for promoting tourism in Kerala.
Incredible India.
Is the correct answer. Points to you. This was Incredible India. All right, on to round number two, starting again with Blair. There we go. First one is this one. In the graph theory, which type of graph is an undirected graph in which any two vertices are connected by exactly one path? The structure is commonly used to represent hierarchical data in the computer science. In computing, random forest is a commonly used algorithm which combines the output of multiple decision blank to reach a single result where the answer fills the blank.
Pass.
Saurav?
Tree.
Perfect. Tree or trees is correct. Next one for Blair is this one. In the year 2012, to like celebrate their 100th anniversary, Oreo came out with ads celebrating various events from the past and the present. One of the ads covering the event during the solar eclipse expedition of 1868 in Guntur, India, when French astronomer Pierre Janssen and his team made what elemental discovery that challenged the notion that elements were exclusive to Earth and highlighted the significance of astronomical observations. Last 10 seconds.
Discovered hydrogen.
Not hydrogen. Sukruth.
Discovered helium.
Helium is the correct answer.
Of
Nice.
course, Helios.
Helium.
Oh dear.
Okay, on to Saurav's question. First one is this one. Last Sunday, Manchester City became the 10th team to achieve the European treble, that is winning the domestic league, domestic cup, and the European Cup in the same season, but it was not the first treble for the Man City coach Pep Guardiola. With which club did he do the treble in the year 2008-09?
Chelsea.
Not Chelsea. Ankan?
Pass.
Passing. Blair?
Pass.
Passing. And Sukruth?
Pass.
Passing. Okay, this was No, this was Barcelona, FC Barcelona. Okay. Saurav, your next one is this one. Peter Beard was a famous photographer and artist known for his work in Africa, its nature, culture, and the people. He was also famous for his fashion shoots. During one such shoot, he discovered a young Somali girl who was studying in Nairobi, who would become probably the first supermodel to come out of Africa. She was born Zara Abdul Mujib, but would later adopt a name that meant faith in Arabic. Name this supermodel.
Pass. No idea.
Okay. Ankan,
Pass.
passing. Blair,
Iman.
perfect. Iman is correct. Yes.
This is David Bowie.
Iman is a good answer. On to Sukruth's question. First one is this. The river scene has been a muse to several artists, French and otherwise, which English painter created a series of 35 watercolors in the 1830s, collectively called Wanderings by the Sea. His painting involving a river, the Fighting Temeraire, was incorporated on the reverse face of the 20-pound note in the year 2020.
Turner.
Turner is correct. Yes, good answer there. Turner is absolutely right. Joseph Millard William Turner. Okay, Sukruth, on to your next one. Second, here it is. What term in the contract bridge is used to indicate a contract to win all the 13 tricks? The term is widely used to describe achievement in a number of sports, including tennis and golf.
Ace.
Not an ace. Ankan,
Slam.
not a slam. Blair,
Grand Slam.
this is Grand Slam. Yes, absolutely correct. This was Grand Slam. Okay, next one is for Ankan. First one is this. Peter Beard's love for Africa grew from reading the works of rich Scandinavian author with whom he developed a special relationship. He shot numerous portraits of this author and was so enamored that he bought a 45-acre ranch right to the next to the landowner by this author in Kenya.
Pass.
Passing Saurav,
Pass.
passing Sukruth,
Pass.
and Blair.
Karin Blixen or Isaac Denison.
Both are correct. Absolutely right.
I had the farm in Africa.
All right. And the last one for round two for Ankan again. This Oreo ad depicts an instrument that was first exhibited to the Venetian Senate and nobles in the year 1609. On 25th of August 1609, its inventor made the churches of San Giacomo and Padua come a little closer to these noblemen via this instrument. Who and what instrument is this?
Galileo and telescope.
Perfectly correct. Absolutely right. This is Galileo and telescope. Okay. Okay, this was round number 2. Quickly starting the third round with Blair. Start with this one. Rachel Beer, one of his heirs, became the first woman editor of a national newspaper in England, where she cracked open the Dreyfus case by having Esterhazy confess. Another heir was a decorated war poet and World War I hero. His rag to riches story sadly escalated into a real-life succession battle between his sons Abdullah and Ilyas, who divided his empire. Who is this 19th century business baron whose final resting place happens to be Asia's largest synagogue outside Israel? Last 10 seconds.
Lord Northcliffe.
Not correct. Sorry. Saurav.
David Sassoon.
Perfect answer. A nice steal. This is David Sassoon.
Well done.
Good answer there.
Very good.
Okay. Blair, your next one is this. The 1972 European Cup final is often said to be the total football's greatest moment, as which football club completed the treble by defeating Inter Milan 2-0. It was, however, the first season without Rinus Michels as coach.
Defeating my team. How should I know that? Ajax.
Ajax is absolutely right.
Oh, wow.
Ajax
That
Amsterdam.
is a wild guess.
And a good one there.
There's my first own. Hooray.
Sorry, first one. Law French is an archaic language originally based on Old Norman and Anglo-Norman, used in the law courts of England since 1066. What modern English word denotes the release of prisoners based on giving their word of honor to abide by certain restrictions. Ultimately derived from the Latin word parabola, meaning a parable. The word in English is the same as the French word for speech or promise.
Parole.
Quickly done. Parole is right. Next one, Saurav, is this one. Alden Piley is the titular CIA undercover agent in which 1955 Graham Greene novel. One of the three primary love triangle characters, Thomas Fowler and Fo Hong being the other two in the story. The novel was turned into a 2002 movie featuring Brendan Fraser and Michael Caine. It was narrated in the first person by journalist Thomas Fowler. It depicts the breakdown of French colonialism in Vietnam and early US involvement in the Vietnam War.
Pass.
Okay, passing. Sukruth.
Pass.
Passing. Ankan.
Pass.
Passing. And Blair.
Oh, the Constant Gardener.
Not the Constant Gardener. The right answer is the Quiet American.
Quiet American.
Okay. Sukruth, on to your next one. Sorry, first one for this round number 3. 1 second. What term in the graph theory is used to describe a path with the minimum number of edges? That is the shortest path between two vertices of a graph. Originating from Greek, this term is derived from the name for the science of measuring Earth size and shape. Buckminster Fuller developed a dome with these attributes, the only practical kind of building that has no limiting dimensions. Last 10 seconds. Answer, please.
Cart.
Not correct. Sorry, Ankan.
Geodesic.
Correct answer. This was geodesic path. And geodesy is the science in question. Okay. Sukruth, on to your next one. Is this one. High Low by Amrata is a podcast hosted by which person? On the podcast, she introduces herself as, "Hi, I am Amrata, aka Blank. Maybe you know me from my work as an actress or model, or maybe you have read my best-selling book, My Body."
Ratajkowski.
Sorry, can you repeat your answer?
Emily Ratajkowski.
Yes, absolutely correct. This was Emily Ratajkowski. Good answer there. Okay, and on to Ankan. First one for you. When Dr. Eric Pender studies this Arkham inmate, he feels that the character is rather lonely, as to be devoid of another human physical touch forever is painful. The sadness stays and is further exacerbated by the loss of his wife and his efforts to bring her back. Which character with a frosty outlook once played by this actor?
Captain Freeze.
I'll give it to you. It's Mr. Freeze. Freeze being the operative word. Give to space. Okay. Next one, Ankan, is this one. The blank Macmillan family has starved off a real-life succession battle. Owners of the largest privately held company in the world, 23 members of this family owns 88% of the company, churning out 14 billionaires. They are all descendants of John Macmillan Sr. and his father-in-law, who started which company in 1985. It is homophonous with the site of an incident from 1999 in the subcontinent.
Cargill.
Brilliant answer. Cargill is absolutely correct. Okay, father-in-law was William Cargill. Okay, so this was round number 3. Well played by everyone. On to round 4. First one for Blair. Which 1956 novel by Saul Bellow centers on a day in the life of failed actor Wilhelm Adler, aka Tommy Wilhelm, who experiences a day of reckoning as he is forced to examine his life and to accept the burden of self. The name is derived from a translation of a Latin aphorism from Horace's Odes about time, made famous by a certain progressive English teacher, John Keating, who encourages his students to break free from the norm.
Seize the day.
Brilliant answer. Seize the day is correct. Okay, this was the book. Yeah. Okay, Blair, next one. What is Bangladesh's current ruling party since the year 2009? Founded in 1949 in east of Pakistan as an alternative to Pakistan's Muslim League, resenting Pakistan rule, it led the campaign for independence under Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's leadership.
Pass.
Sukruth,
Pass.
Saurav,
Pass.
and Ankan.
Pass.
Okay, everyone passing this. This was Awami League or AL. Okay. Okay, Saurav, your first one for this round. In Dune, nullentropy is a technology which allows perishable matter such as food and even human cells to be stored for millennia and remain undamaged. The technology is akin to stasis in science fiction and results in cryogenic outcomes. And additionally, the contents are rendered motionless in a confined area of space. What exactly does the technology do that allows for such a phenomenon? An answer without a proper noun. Last 10 seconds.
It freezes the entire body like in liquid nitrogen or something.
Okay, not the right answer. Sukruth,
Pass.
passing. Post Ankan.
It makes the entropy of a substance zero.
Entropy of a substance zero, not the right answer, but a good try, Blair.
I've read the books.
Need an
over
answer
and
now?
over. No, you'll have to pass me. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Read
it
them, but I
stops the
can't work
time.
it out.
The natural
Ah,
process
time
of
is
time
stopped.
stop.
Time is stopped.
Yeah.
All right, next one again for Saurav. Just a second. There we go. What alternative term in the contract bridge describes a contract to win at least 12 tricks? The term suggests that taking 12 tricks is perhaps not as big a deal as taking all 13 possible. Last 10 seconds.
Lucky loser.
Not lucky loser. Sukruth,
Is it slam?
not slam.
I said slam. Slam.
Not slam is not the right answer. Sorry. Ankan,
Pass.
passing. And Blair.
Pass.
Okay. So earlier it was grand slam. This time it is a small slam or a little slam.
Oh, small slam. Little slam.
Yeah, that was the right answer. So sorry there.
Yeah.
Okay, Sukruth, on to your first one for this round. Which wolf in Kashmir is currently living out a real life succession plot and is known for a 90-minute business strategy lunches with his 5 kids? In January 2023, he appointed his eldest child and the only daughter, Delphine, as the CEO of Dior, a strong signal offset only by his March 2022 decision to raise the retirement age of the CEO of his company from 75 years to 80. He hovers between number 1 and number 2 for the tag of the world's richest man alive.
Bernard Arnault.
Perfect. Bernard Arnault is the right answer.
Very good.
Okay. So for your next one for this round. Which 2006 collaborated young adult musical novel written by Rachel Cohn and David Leviathan was adapted into a 2008 movie starring Kat Dennings and Michael Cera. It is told from the twin perspective of the titular hero and heroine, who are respectively the only straight members of a queer core rock band and the daughter of a music producer. Last 10 seconds.
Luckiest man in the world.
Not quite. Saurav,
Pass.
Ankan, I think, and Blair.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Not quite either.
Hmm.
This was Nick and Nora's Infinite
It's in his
Playlist.
playlist. Oh.
Okay. Ankan, your 2 questions, starting with this one. What modern English word meaning a guilty party is derived by abbreviation of the phrase culpable press? The phrase was used by the prosecutors to indicate that they were ready to prove their case against the defendant.
Culprit.
Culprit is correct. Yes. Nicely done. This is culprit. Okay. And last one for this round. The Battle of Dien Bien Phu was a dramatic confrontation of the First Indochina War, fought between Vietnam and which country as the primary belligerent? Last 10 seconds.
France.
Is a good answer and correct. This is France. Okay, halfway done. Ankan is currently leading with 8 points, Blair on 6, and Saurav and Sukruth are on 4 points each. Okay, starting the second half of the quiz with Blair for round number 5. Which English painter who earned his reputation not in England but across the Channel in France, where he spent most of his life, created over 30 impressions of the river scene, among the more famous of which are the scene at Argenteuil, which is pictured here, and the scene at Port Marly, Piles of Sand.
Alfred Sisley.
Perfect. Sisley is the right answer. Alfred Sisley first. Next one, Blair, is this one. Scotland Yours to Enjoy Blind is the title of a video by Visit Scotland encouraging sustainable tourism. What word typically seen in conjunction with ads for Scotch fills in the blank?
Cheers.
Not cheers. Saurav,
Pass.
Sukruth, need an answer. Passing. Ankan,
Responsibly.
super answer. Absolutely correct. This is responsibly. Wonderful answer there. Okay. On to Saurav. First one for you. Whose 6'3" and lithe physique also helped her make the shortlist for the consideration set of the Aryan character. Her father was executed for his alleged involvement in the plot to assassinate Hitler, but she grew up to be widely regarded as the first German supermodel. She had garnered attention with her brief 5-minute appearance in Blow Up by Michelangelo Antonioni.
Pass.
Okay, quickly passing. Sukruth,
Pass.
passing. Ankan
Pass.
and Blair,
Pass.
passing. Okay. This was Verushka von Lendorf. Okay. Next one for you, Saurav. Is this one? Just 1 second. Yeah. Akash Singh on the right and which other comedian podcaster in the middle hosts the show Flagrant, known for his hot take on the current affairs. His independently released 2022 special Infamous became the fastest stand-up special to cross 10+ million YouTube views.
Andrew Schultz.
Is the correct answer. Andrew Schultz is correct. Okay, well done. Next one for Sukruth with this one. In this screen graph from Dune, Chani tells Paul Atreides, they say you are the blank, but you look like a little boy to me. What word, which means the one who will lead us to paradise in Freeman legend, fills the blank? It is directly taken from the Islamic eschatology, part of the theology concerned with the death, judgment, and the final destiny, which means the guided, a descendant of Prophet Muhammad who will appear at the end of the times to rid the world of injustice and evil.
Pass.
Saurav,
Messiah.
not Nasiya. Ankan
Pass.
goes to Blair.
Awful. Pass.
Passing. This was not Messiah. This was Mehdi.
Mahdi.
Adi or Mehdi.
Mhm.
Okay. So on to your next one. What word fills the blank in the title of Qatar's first ever global tourism campaign named Qatar Blank for You? The missing word signifies that experiences have been carefully selected for tourist pleasure, albeit with one letter change to reflect its Qatari affiliations.
I'll pass.
Saurav,
Pass.
Ankan,
Pass.
and Blair.
Pass.
Passing. Non-com, if you have to guess a word, what word you have chosen?
Something with a K in it, and then they replace it with a Q, maybe.
No, it is not with the K. This is with the C, which they replaced with Q. This was curated.
Curated for you.
Yeah. Carefully selected for the tourist pleasure. This was curated.
Nice, nice.
Okay. Ankan, your next one is this one. Which island on the river Seine is the subject of the Georges Seurat painting that is cornerstone of the Pointillist movement? The painting would go on to influence creative works in multiple media, including the 1984 musical Sunday in the Park with George.
La Grande Chat.
La Grande Chat. Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Even I don't, but I feel like every time this comes, this gives me a good happiness. Every time I answer this. I missed so many times earlier. This one. Okay. Next one to Ankan. What political party was originally called the Revived China Society in 1894 when it was founded by Sun Yat-sen? Despite numerous uprisings, it failed to overthrow the Qing dynasty. After the collapse of the Qings, it took on its current name, that is Chinese Nationalist Party in English. And after its expulsion from China in 1949, it established itself in Taiwan. Last 10.
Pass.
Sukruth,
Pass.
Saurav,
Pass.
and Blair.
Kuomintang.
Perfect answer. Absolutely. This was Kuomintang or KMT or Kuomintang or GMT. All right. This was round number 5. Starting round number 6 with Blair.
Sorry, just give me a second.
Sure. Please take it.
Hey. Yeah.
Okay, all good. Okay, Blair, your first one for this round. Where is this one? What term was used for periodic courts held around England and Wales, such as the infamous Bloody Blank of 1685, which saw over 150 participants of the Monmouth Rebellion sentenced to death? The law French term originally referred to a sitting of the court in different places throughout a province or region.
Assizes.
Assizes is absolutely right. This was assizes. Okay. Next one, Blair. During a visit to London in the 1960s, Peter Beard met a famous painter and they developed a friendship that lasted many years. The artist painted 9 major portraits of Beard. One such painting is featured here. Identify this painter.
Freud.
Not Freud. Sukruth.
Pass.
Passing. Saurav.
Pass.
Passing. And finally goes to Ankan.
Pass.
Okay. This was Francis Bacon.
Ah. The other one.
Okay, Saurav, your first one for round 6. Dr. Bender says that which character from Arkham Asylum has a compulsive disorder to rely on an outcome in order to get clear-cut results. Is anxious, shows cognitive dissonance, and this whole behavioral symptoms is brought on by the trauma of losing someone he loved. The man in the image has portrayed this character.
The Joker.
Not Joker. Sukruth.
Pass.
Passing. Ankan.
Two-Face.
Now is the turn to come Two-Face. This was Two-Face this time. Okay, or Harvey Dent. Okay, Saurav, on to your next one. What event is depicted here by this Oreo ad that happened for the first time on 16th of April, 4 years before the Indian Sepoy mutiny? Sahib, Sindh, and Sultan were 3 powerful entities whose combined energy made it possible.
The defeat of the Afghan Empire.
Okay, defeat of the Afghan Empire. Not correct. Sukruth.
Launch of railways.
I will prompt you if you can give me a little more.
I mean, the first train from Bombay to Thane.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I was looking for a first passenger train between Bombay and Thane. Absolutely right. Correct. Okay. Sukruth, I cannot see you. The video might be off.
Hey, sorry.
Okay, all good. Okay, we'll start with you for round 6, your first correct. In the year 1966-67, which UK club became the first team to do the European treble. In fact, they achieved the quintuple that season. The squad of this season is fondly known as the Lisbon Lions because the European Cup final was held in Lisbon, and the season is considered their annulus mirabilis. Last 10 seconds.
I'll say
Answer, please.
Milan. AC Milan.
Milan, AC Milan is not correct. Sorry, Saurav.
Pass.
Ankan,
Pass.
Blair,
I hope it's my team, Chelsea.
not Chelsea. This
Bugger
was
you. I'm
Celtic.
hating these questions. This is a horrible, horrible quiz. Trev, this is a horrible, horrible quiz. Hate it.
Okay. Moving ahead. Next one for Sukruth is this one. In common law systems, what term is used to describe movable personal property? The law French term derives from an old French word itself, derived from the Latin word capitale. Last 10 seconds.
Pass.
Saurav,
Pass.
Ankan,
Pass.
Blair.
Chattels.
I need
Chattels?
chattels is correct. I just needed
Chattels.
you to
Goods
count
and
it.
chattels.
Yes, chattels is correct.
Depraved. Chattels.
Perfect answer.
Goods and chattels.
Okay, round 6 now. Sorry, yeah, Ankan's 2 questions for round 6. First one is this one. Which creature did Aliens producers use as a reference to reach their vision of a blank for the character of the alien? Someone incredibly tall who, when crouched, would give an impression of the blank. In China, the northern and the southern schools are based on the fighting style named for the same faunal inspirations as in Alien. And if it helps, its scientific name translates to prophet-like in Greek. Last 10 seconds.
Praying mantis.
Brilliantly done. I don't know how you does that, but absolutely correct. This is praying mantis indeed. Wonderful answer.
Sorry guys, just my puppy is giving me trouble. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I just wonder how you call an insect fauna. It almost throws you off on a strange angle.
Yeah. Sorry.
Fauna includes all types of animals, right?
Okay. Last one for round number 6, and Sukruth is also back. We're good to go. And here it is. Who is this Russian-American podcaster with his own eponymous show? This computer scientist out of MIT has hosted guests ranging from Kanye West, Magnus Carlsen, Ray Dalio, Elon Musk, and also Mark Zuckerberg.
Friedman.
Lax Freedom is correct. Okay. All right, points to you. And on to the penultimate round, round number 7. First one for Blair. When the first trailer of Dune was released, Paul Atreides said, "There is a crusade coming at this moment," as you can see in the image. The makers had replaced which original non-English word from the book with the English word crusade in order to avoid any controversy. The original word appears frequently in the novel, and it means a meritorious struggle or effort.
Jihad.
Jihad is correct. This was jihad. Okay. Blair, on to your next one. Which American neuroscientist and tenured associate professor at Stanford University School of Medicine runs the Planck Lab, a podcast about the science of the brain and body? Is known for promoting habits like 15 minutes of daily sunshine and cold baths to the listeners, while also diving deeper into how to sleep better.
Pass.
Okay, passing. Saurav.
Pass.
Okay, Saurav is also passing. Sukruth.
Huberman.
Brilliant answer. Huberman is absolutely correct. Well answered there. Okay, Saurav, your first direct of this round number 7. The phrase shrimp on the barbie was popularized by a series of advertisements to promote tourism in which country? The choice of words is interesting given that the locals prefer to use the word prawn rather than shrimp.
Australia.
Good answer. Australia is correct. Okay. Saurav, on to your Next one. Founded in 1885, what political party is considered the first modern nationalist movement to emerge in Asia and Africa? This party led the campaign for pushing for its country's independence from the British Empire and is currently a significant political party, though its power and influence has vastly depleted.
Indian National Congress.
Very well answered. This is Indian National Congress. All right. Sukruth, your first one for round 7. Peter Blair was also known for his many affairs, including one with the American socialite Lee Radziwill. He was also a good friend to Radzivill's famous sister. Blair took numerous portraits of Radzivill's sister, and she reciprocated by writing the afterword for one of his books. Identified this famous lady who was no stranger to being photographed and was famously photographed in a pink Chanel suit. Shown here is a portrait of her by Blair.
Carson. Carson.
Yeah. Carson is not correct. Saurav?
Jackie O.
Sorry, can you repeat your answer?
Jacqueline Kennedy.
Jacqueline Kennedy is correct. Yes, correct. Okay, so put onto your next one. Here's this one. Specifically, what is depicted here in this audio ad that was recorded for the first time on 18th of September 1870. It was discovered by the Washburn Langford Duane expedition, and it consistently reached around 90 to 150 feet each time, lasting for 15 minutes each time.
Eruption of Vesuvius.
Not correct. Saurav?
The Old Faithful in Yellowstone.
Perfect. Old Faithful in the Yellowstone. Great answer. Okay. Okay, Ankan, your first one for this one is this one. Which mathematical theorem states that the chromatic number of a loopless planar graph is less than or equal to a quartet? This theorem with the two-word name was proved in 1976 by Kenneth Appel and Wolfgang Haken, and was the first major theorem to be proved using a computer.
The map coloring theorem.
The map coloring theorem is not correct. Sukruth?
Pass.
Saurav?
Pass.
Blair?
Pass.
Okay. This was the 4-color theorem. Okay. And last one to cap round number 7 is this one. The term to win the blank in the context of bridge has its origin in the game of whist, from which bridge evolved. In whist, it is referred to a series of games played until one side achieved a predetermined number of points and got its name from the process of erasing the scores of a completed game to start afresh. What term for the bridge is this? A dead version of which lives on in cricket. Last 10.
Oh,
Answer, please.
ball.
Not correct. Sukruth?
Pass.
Saurav?
Pass.
Blair?
Rubber.
Dead rubber. It was, and
Dead
rubber is the correct.
rubber.
This was rubber. Nice steal there.
Mm.
All right, final round now. First one for Blair for round number. About this Arkham Asylum inmate, Dr. Brendan states that he could either have OCD, which makes him believe he's a part of a magical world, or simply poor insight that prevents him from recognizing his intrusive thoughts. He's also delusional and dresses up as a literary character from which he gets his name. Which character? Shown here is an actor who played him from its original literary universe.
Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter is absolutely correct. Okay, this was Mad Hatter. Okay, on to your next one. Blair is this one. Following the 1991 Paris Peace Accords, which country, part of the former French Indochina, was briefly governed by a UN mission following its war with Vietnam. Hun Sen is the country's longest serving head of the government, also one of the longest serving leaders in the world.
Cambodia,
2-1-2, Cambodia is correct.
finally.
Okay. Okay, next one for Saurav is this one. One of the two primary inspirations for the show Succession, which American billionaire 1923 to 2020 once answered, "I don't plan on dying," when asked about his succession plans. However, following a court-ordered examination by a geriatric psychiatrist, he was forced to hand over the reins. He also publicly proclaimed in his 80s to have the vital statistics of a 20-year-old and to have been the inspiration behind Benjamin Button. The succession battles forms the premise of 2023's bestseller Unscripted, the epic battle for a Hollywood media empire.
Murdoch.
Murdoch is not correct. Sukruth
I'll pass.
goes to Ankan,
Pass.
goes to Blair,
Pass.
okay.
Sadly,
Murdoch.
Murdoch is still alive.
Yeah, this
Sure.
is Summer
Summer
Redstone.
Redstone. Oh, yes, Viacom. Hmm.
Yes, this is Redstone. Okay, sort of your last direct of the day. Inspired by the more famous Georges Seurat painting from 2 years earlier, which post-impressionist non-French painter painted the scene with the Pont de la Grande Chate in 1887. As part of a larger series of works he created while in Asnieres-sur-Seine.
Pissarro.
Not correct. Sukruth, answer please.
Pass.
Ankan,
Pass.
and goes to Blair.
Vincent van Gogh.
Perfect answer. Vincent van Gogh is correct. Okay, next two for Sukruth, starting with this one. Bolaji Bedijo of Alien fame came from an influential Nigerian family himself, with his father Victor serving as the Director General of the BBC, whose life did he save from falling apart by warning them of an immediate threat from armed soldiers.
Shinoa Shivili.
Chibe is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Sukruth, on to your next one. Which area in Vietnam was French Indochina's constituent territory, 1883 to 1945? An incident at a gulf of this region on August 2nd, 1964, led to the US engaging more directly in the Vietnam War. In the local language, it means Eastern Capital, and today the region's name translates to Northern Region.
Pass.
Ankan,
Pass.
okay. Saurav,
Hoi Nan.
Hoi Nan is not correct. Blair,
Tonkin.
Tonkin is what we were looking for. This
Gulf
was
of Tonkin.
Tonkin. Okay. All right. Final two for Ankan, starting with this one. Before Manchester City's treble achievement in the year 2022-23, which is the last club to achieve the treble, doing so in 2019-20. By winning the 2020 FIFA Club World Cup, they also became only the second club to win the sextuple, or all trophies that a club competes for in a given calendar year.
Bayern.
Bayern is correct. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's Bayern. Yeah. All right. Final question of the quiz is this one. At the 75th Oscars 2003, Denzel Washington said, as he announced the winner for Best Actress in a Leading Role, and the winner by a nose is Nicole Kidman, in reference to her having worn a prosthetic nose for her performance in which movie? Last 10. Answer, please, Ankan.
Monster.
Not monster. Sukruth.
Pass.
Saurav.
Moulin Rouge.
Not correct. It's Blair.
Hours.
The hours. It was
What was it? Oh, the hours.
the hours. Yes.
The Hours. Virginia Woolf. About
Yeah.
Virginia Woolf, and she had a big thing. I just thought very. Wow. How about
All right.
that? More
This was the
bonuses
quiz.
than owns.
Thank you, everyone.
And I
Thank you
got
for-
I got it bonuses